thoughts about touching new money. I'm having rich dreams. Know everything ain't what it seems. I had to get it by any means. Came from the bottom, I'm straight out the gutter. Can't show no love, but got love for my brothers. Yeah, we gonna war whoever. By the way, we gonna war whoever. I have a whole lot of thoughts about touching new money. I'm having rich dreams. Know everything ain't what it seems. I gotta get it by any means. Came from the bottom, I'm straight out the gutter. Can't show no love, but got love for my brothers. Yeah, we gonna war whoever. By the way, we gonna war whoever. Time going forward, and I'm only getting older. My old friends heated, I shoulder, cause shoulder. Get to the money, these niggas be hating. They just in the way, so I can't let it life in that order. I am a real one, no clone. I feel like Trey Bond from my hood, I put on.
What up, dog? Welcome to another episode of the Don's Talk. I'm your host, ShawnDon, of course. Before we get started, I would need y'all, everybody, to like, comment, subscribe, share. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I really do appreciate it. You know, I got the guest with me. I know him for a few years. Shout out to the Lou League, you know what I mean? Been a tough dude, straight up man since I met him. I got my dude Charles Pugh, and that ACP, man. Welcome to the show, man.
What's going on, man? It's a pleasure, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. I want to get right into it, though, man. What part of town did you grow up in?
Now, me, man, I'm from the east side of Cleveland, but you know, growing up, I ended up moving to the west side, and then at about my teens, I ended up moving to Florida, and that's where I kind of, you know, went to high school, had my little glory years at, you know what I'm saying? So,
do you think like so Florida kind of say like where you kind of like grew up at? You would say?
yeah, you know, I always took Cleveland with me. You know, it's like where you from. You know, you want to represent that. So when I went to Florida, I was like representing Cleveland a lot, but I ain't gonna lie, Florida kind of made me because that's where my high school years at. That's where I grew at. That's where I ended up playing all the high level sports and getting my scholarships from. So, you know, Cleveland raised me, Florida made me.
All right. So speaking of, you know, I mean, scholarships and shit, football, right? I know
Football, yeah, football, yeah.
But you had
So I went to, when I went to Florida, when I was 14, man. You know, Cleveland was rough. I was getting a little trouble.
Yeah.
So mom shipped me down there to live with my peoples and ended up being a blessing in disguise. But and then I had shoe boxes full of football scholarships, ended up going to West Virginia University. That's when we were, you know, they was at their top, ranked number 3 in the nation at the time. So, you know, it all worked out for the good, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. So you think that Florida kind of like molded you into who you are right now?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna say, like, I believe Cleveland gave me that toughness, that grittiness. Then Florida, it like opened my eyes to kind of the world, you know what I mean? Right. I thought it was just, you know, my block when I was in Cleveland. Then I went down there, I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of opened me up, man, for sure.
So let's talk about this entrepreneur, man. I see you got your gym open up, you know what I mean? I salute you on that all the time. What kind of like made you to be an entrepreneur?
Well, man, coming out of college, that's a good question, because coming out of college, you know, a lot of people or a lot of young men play sports and we on scholarship, we spoiled, but only 2% gonna go to the NFL or the NBA. So at the end of the day, you gotta have some backup plans. So once you get out of college, you know, I played football for a little bit at a high level arena until I got hurt. And it's like, shit, what's next? You know, I was used to getting, you know, this free, that free, and it don't work like that in the real world, as you know. So I had to, you know, hone down and take the skills that I developed during college. You know, I'm like, man, I can do something with this because I was training a lot of other athletes.
Right. So before we get into the entrepreneur world, you know, you kind of go from football, then you get into the wellness area, the wellness lane. But I want to talk about the boxing though that you do too.
You know.
Like, what kind of like push you in towards to do that?
Now the boxing, man, it was like when I first started getting into my personal training. You know, I had got my first gym in like 2016, and my uncle, he was a boxer, and he used to come down there all the time. And I mean, I'm athletic, you know, humbly saying I'm an athletic man. So when I started boxing training, that was the hardest training I ever did in my life, bro. Like, I'd have been high-level sports my whole life, but when you put them gloves on, it's a whole nother animal. It don't matter how athletic you are, how fast you are, you know, how agile you are. You have to have experience. You have to, you know, hone in with your mentals to be able to do that. So it was just so challenging, I got addicted.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Man, it was a challenge, and it still is, you know.
All right, when I say most people quit when shit like that happens, you kind of was on the opposite, like, I'm gonna do this shit.
Yeah,
you know me
facts, and that's facts. Like, you know, like I say, man, I like to compete, but that challenge, that damn, man, I thought I had it all. Like, I'm fast, can hoop, football, track, I did it all. You know what I'm saying? But this, I was looking goofy, you know what I mean? I said, oh no, we gonna change this.
Right.
It ended up turning to an addiction, to be honest, man.
Yeah, so hold up, wait. I know this episode is getting really good, but today's episode is sponsored by Life's a Gamble, Double Nothing Clothing. Have you guys want to check out our merch yet? Well, you can do so by watching this episode right now. I'm gonna leave the description down at the bottom, but we got our new dad hats, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you need, we got. It's a story that everybody can relate to, so you might as well go ahead and cop one for yourself or for a friend, though. But we greatly appreciate it. Hit the link, cop some merch. Back to the episode. So more so, like, once you kind of had your idea, your vision on what you want to do, like, what were some steps into, you know what I mean, moving forward with that, though?
Well, you know, everything take time. You know, I expected it to be overnight, like a lot of people do, especially entrepreneurs. But, you know, I had opportunity. I was blessed. My cousin had a facility on 140th, and I was able to just rent that out from him. So I had a spot to start training my athletes. And then, you know, as I got into it, you know, you learn that, like anything you do. And then I just got good at it. And then eventually I started helping women and men with weight loss and stuff like that. And that's kind of where it took off at. And I was kind of getting into the wellness because I like to always think outside the box for myself. I don't like, you know, just to take what everybody say or what everybody do. And I wanted to stay away from man-made medicine. I wanted to try natural remedies and stuff, and it kind of changed my life. So it just came together, and it's, you know, just been building. It was a long time coming though, but it built up, and you know, now I'm having a bit more success, I would say, you know.
Like, what made you get into the wellness, fitness area?
Well, you know, just being intelligent, you know, losing weight and what you put in your body kind of go hand in hand. Even when you compete and your recovery and, you know, what you know, your muscle gain and inflammation, it's all about what you put in your body, Sean. So, you know, it's like I had to get on the next level. Like, man, how could I make these two mix? And then, you know, I found out about the sea moss and
how to detox.
Yeah, the sea moss. That's everything, man. That's everything. And then the detoxes from the teas to the elderberry, you know, syrups for the immune boosters and just green smoothies, you know what I mean? Just nutrition, period. So it kind of just went hand in hand. And, you know, I mean, it worked. You know what I'm saying? It worked.
I just want to give a little shout out. You know, I messed with you on the sea moss and the
years.
green
You messed with me for years, man.
I just wanted you to just say it out loud. Get like a little taste of what's in the green,
man.
The green smoothie.
The green smoothies, y'all. Listen, nutrition is life changing. Nutrition will keep you on this earth longer. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm not a big cook. You know, he might be able to, but I would rather drink my nutrition and go straight in my bloodstream, having to go to the digestive system. So it's a win-win, and you want to feel amazing. You know, your recovery for the things I do. The recovery is amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's too important because one, I don't be having time to be cooking. And the liquid kind of like get to your system faster. I just believe that.
Yeah,
that might be a fact.
It's a fact. You go when we gotta chew up stuff and. You know what I mean? Our digestive system is a process. Right. You feel me? So when we just drink some shit, that shit going straight in our body, straight in our bloodstream. So it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Right there. And then at the end of the day, you can put more shit that you might not like or might not never eat into that smoothie and not even taste it when you mix it. You know what I mean? Like people ain't just gonna be eating ginger. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Broccoli, kale, spinach. You feel me? All in there. You mix the fruit and the banana with it. Like, oh shit, it's good. You know what I'm saying? So win-win, man. It's a win-win for sure.
Yeah, man. You know, we both up in this entrepreneur world, and I gotta ask though, you ever thought about quitting?
Oh man, thought about it. Listen, man, you know, just part of my entrepreneurship, I had gotten into the credit thing a little bit too. And like, you know, especially as black people, and especially black men, we not really educated on that. So that was like my big breaking point a couple years ago. It's like, man, I'm doing all this hard work, I'm busting my ass, I'm training 1,000 people, I'm charging less so I can get more people, but it ain't adding up to what we wanted to add up. So I had to figure, you know, other lanes out. And man, it's been plenty of times, man, because, you know, even, you know, my industry is real taking on your body. And then, you know, with personal training, you're taking on a lot of other people's problems too. So, you know, it can get mentally, you know, kind of exhausting at the same time. But it started working though, man. It started working.
Yeah, man. So what did your failures teach you?
Well, basically, man, my failures is everything. You know what I mean? Like, well, one thing I pride myself on, I don't like to make the same mistake. You know what I mean? Like I say, we and you the same. You like me. We intelligent men. So, you know, why keep making the same mistake? They said that's crazy if we do that. So, you know, just even if I, you know, fail one person at the beginning of my, you know, personal training career with their weight loss or don't reach these goals, I learn from, okay, I can't make this mistake again. Okay, I got to incorporate this. Okay, she need to do this, he need to do that. So it's always a build up and just learning, you know, the process. That's part of what builds us as entrepreneurs, you know.
So you say, how long have you been in this industry?
So 2016, so 7 years now, 2023, yes sir.
7 years.
7 years, and the first 3-4 was struggle, like it was just, you know, just making it type, you know, it was real.
I say that to say that people be getting in these businesses, quote unquote hustles, and thinking that this shit is gonna pop.
Nah.
First year, 6 months, you know what I mean?
God willing.
Right.
But
You'll love that, right? But at least 5, that's why I look at it like at least 5 is kind of like take to where to actually start having your business really rolling.
Rolling,
you know
exactly.
Could be earlier though, but
yeah, of course. But
you know
you know, realistically, man, I would agree with you. About 5 years to get you in. Like you say, you got to go through the ups and downs. You got to learn from the mistakes. That ain't gonna just happen like that. You know what I mean? It take time. Everything take time.
Absolutely, man. Hey, so what's more important to you, health, wealth, or fame?
At the end of the day, always wealth. Well, health.
Oh,
health.
right.
Driven.
Right.
Wealth. You know what I mean? You gotta have that health though, but it ain't not wealth. Health. The wealth come with it, but you know, if you feeling good, if you looking good, if your energy good, usually you gonna precipitate other good things. You know what I mean? And that's how, you know, I kind of been getting by. You know what I mean? That's what helped me. So definitely health, man. Health
with an H.
With an H, you hear me?
Hey, so what artists do you listen to kind of like keep you motivated or, you know, give you a push when you need it, man?
Man, me, you know, I'm a little different, I would think, because I'll be on the old school. I'm 35, but you know, I be on the Jay-Z, you know, but I listen to a lot of R&B because it's like in the gym. I'm you know, it's hip hop, it's hard, you know what I'm saying, and I'm, you know, we from these streets, so you know that's nothing. I ain't gotta prove nothing. So when I be working on, man, people be surprised. My guys at the gym, and I put on some R&B and go run 6 miles, you know what I mean? Because it kind of mellow me out, you know what I mean? It ain't because I'm in love or, you know, on that, but it's like I'm well-rounded, I think, on the music side, so I can listen to some R&B and I go, you know, like, you know, I'm a Jay-Z dude. I like Drake, you know what I mean? I like the hardcore Dirk, my boy, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I can shout out to them New York boys, the drill rapper 22 G's. That's my, you know what I mean? When I'm in that mode, you know, it's him and Dolph, you know what I mean, all day. But Dolph one of my top 5 for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure that, man. Music, man, I don't know where I'd be without that shit.
Come on, man. It's the motivation, though.
Sure.
It's motivation.
What do you think most important when you're running a business, man? Ambition, mental health, or faith?
I like that one, man. Now, I feel like ambition is right there. I know a lot of people, you know, are really on the religious side and will say faith, but you know me, I kind of have faith in what I do and my work ethics to help me. But at the end of the day, first and foremost, you gotta be ambitious. You can't be dragging your feet. You can't depend on nobody. You can't, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Not saying you can't depend on God, but you know, he's not gonna do everything for you. You gotta want to do it. You gotta have that drive. So for me, it's that ambition to keep going day after day after day. Fails, you know what I mean? Do it all. So
absolutely, man. Absolutely, you gotta have your ambitions.
I'm telling you, man, it ain't always sweet for everybody. It ain't easy for the majority. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs probably agree with what, you know what I mean, what we'll be saying. So,
do you think you need a team to be successful, or you think you can do it on your own?
Man, you need a team, man. I feel like you can do it on your own, but it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a long trip. It's gonna be, you know, a lot of mental, you know, stress. But you gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta find somebody that you can work with too, you can trust. So that was my hardest thing. You know, a couple of business partners I tried to open gyms with kind of, you know, did me wrong, you know. So it was like I kind of gave up on trying to partner up with somebody, but I started eventually keeping myself in a good space and I found good people, you know what I'm saying? But it's you need a team to grow. You always want, you know, you don't want to just stay that entrepreneur that's just, you know, one store or this. We want to grow. You gotta, like you say, you gotta have the ambition. You gotta think outside the box. So for me, you know, in order for me to grow, I can't do it all myself. I want to have the gym here in Cleveland. My next one gonna be in Florida, so I'm gonna have somebody here running that. You know what I mean? And I'll be down there back and forth. So, team. I'm gonna go team on that one.
I think truly, like in the beginning, it's dully.
Yeah, exactly.
You only want to see that's where it's going to go. But then as you know what I mean, get things
as
rolling, you learned a lot. You kind of can bring people in like, all right, he can do this.
Exactly.
He can do that, and then it takes some shit off your top because
that's the whole thing.
Bruh, it's so much of the business, as you know, from the paperwork to actually the marketing. To actually selling your product. You know what I mean? That's just the 3 things I just named. It's
exactly.
You know
so much more. So, and depending on your field, you know what I mean, I should get overwhelming.
Absolutely,
man. So definitely, like you said at the beginning. You know, it was all dolo, you know what I mean? Because then, you know, don't nobody see it like you see it. But once you get going, you kind of can school them on what you'd have been through. Okay, we want this done this way, you know, and hopefully they take it in and you grow together. So,
or who or what inspires you?
Man, to be honest, man, I was more so on, you know, my mom. She was everything. She was single parent, you know, and she had fought through the drug, you know, addiction phase with me. You know, I was in and out of, you know, shelters and, you know, I just seen it all, you know, AA meetings, and she fucking outgrew all that shit, you know what I'm saying? To the point where she taking us to travel 3 times a year, you know what I mean? And she just like, she's like, she my heart, she my rock. So, you know, when I think about giving up and stuff, like we was talking about earlier, you know, I think Mom Deuce, like, man, we used to be in the project, we used to be doing this. We was in the project, she kept me in the Catholic school. She smoking dope, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going, shout out to Mom Deuce. She got, you ain't gonna be like this. I caught a dope case when I was 14. Sent my ass right to Florida to a better place. And, you know what I mean, it actually helped me. That's why, you know, like I said, I ended up going to college and playing ball, and it grew me. If I'd have been in Cleveland, who knows what the hell would have happened, because I was in them streets.
Life sentence or got killed.
Come on, man. Exactly. You know what it is. You know how it is out here.
Especially, like, you know, I'm 26, bro. At least 10 people, you know, dollar in the joint.
Come on,
that's
man.
right now.
That's right now. You know what I mean? You ain't
imagine.
in the 30s yet.
You feel me? And just being here from here, like, you'll fall into some shit like that on accident. You know what I mean?
Come on,
robbed
man.
everybody just.
Exactly.
I done seen it too many times, man.
Too many times. Fall into the system.
What are 3 words and a phrase you would give to somebody to keep them moving forward?
Man. 3 words, huh?
Yeah. 3 words or a phrase. My fault.
Yeah, it's cool. See, I like the challenge. To keep it moving, like, you know, stay motivated. I would probably say, man, I like to always say, I tell people, you know, I was going through, and I tell myself that your situation ain't the worst. There's always somebody out there that got 10 times more problems. So when we think like, nigga, I'm about to give up, I'm about to crash out, I'm about to go. My nigga, there's somebody out here that got 10 times that's dealing with this times 10, ain't got this, ain't got what you got. So, you know, you got to cherish the shit you got, man. And, you know, I always tell people, you know, it's always somebody out there with a worse situation, man. It's going to get better. So I would say that.
What's in store for you in the future?
Man, for me, I'm on I'm on a different mission right now with this boxing thing. So as we speak, I'm in the Golden Gloves tournaments, about to be in the finals. So if I win that, you know what I'm saying, I got a chance to be in the Olympics, get signed, you know, because I'm gonna go pro soon. So that's like my drive right now. Boxing is scary, you know, it make me a little nervous sometimes, but it's like, you know, I'm living for something bigger, you know what I'm saying, other than, you know, the business too. But definitely the pro boxing, you know what I mean? Everybody watch out for me. YouTube, CP Boxing.
How many, what's your record?
I'm 8-0 in the street boxing, 5 knockouts, and I'm 6-0 in my amateur career, 4 knockouts. So check me out, 14-0 total, man. Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
I see that. I can see that Cleveland up in you when you be stepping out.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what's coming. That's definitely that Cleveland.
You knock a nigga out, then you step all over him. I be like, man,
come on, man. Yeah, that shit come right out you, dog. You know that dog in you, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. What advice would you give to somebody on the come up that's like 22, kind of like out of college, trying to find themselves?
Yeah, trying to find themselves. Definitely, man. Be patient and, you know, start taking strides in a positive direction, because when you young like that, it's easily to go, you know what I mean, it's still raw. So even when I was in college, you know what I mean, I was doing some fucked up stuff. I was out there trying to make money and shit. Like, I treated college like it was the streets, you know what I mean. I ended up, you know what I mean, paying for it. But I would tell them to just find your niche, man, find something positive and start veering that way. It ain't always got to be the partying and the hoes and the drinking and the smoking and the kicking. It's balance. Life about balance. So the quicker you get some balance, the quicker that good shit gonna start happening to you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
So that's definitely what I say for the youngest, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay then, yes sir.
Came up.
Yes sir. Yeah. Pull me up, man.
Shout out to Flo Vodka, man.
Yes sir. Gotta
We
take
drink-
one.
We only drink the best though, you feel me?
Yes sir.
This shit tastes good too, man. Don't taste like
Don't taste like that
crazy,
strong
crazy.
ass.
Right.
Good. You don't dog me.
I ain't gonna do that.
Be in the gym like,
Hey.
hey, 20 more sets.
Hey man, I just pour this up. I just want to just say salute. You know what I mean? I don't know. We don't share our wins that much. We don't celebrate our wins that much, and I just started to learn that I had to do that. You know what I mean? Because
Facts.
we be so focused on the end goal, we don't really understand where we at right now. So
Exactly.
I just want to say shout out to you, bro. Keep doing your thing, and salute, bro.
Salute, bro. Thank you for having me, boy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's